Guys, getting my dance on, getting my dance on, getting my dance on, getting my dance on. Why am I getting my dance on? Because the S&P 500 hit 6,500 points today for the first time in history. First time in history, the S&P 500 has gone over 6,500 points. We making this paper, folks. We making this paper. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Frank Talks Money. Real quick, guys, I just need one small favor. Remember to smash that like button. The more likes the video receives, the more the algorithm will show the video with the more like-minded people like you and me. Now let's get right into the content. So guys, today the S&P 500 went over 6,500 points for the first time in history, guys. The first time in history the S&P 500 has went over 6,500 points. That is being led by earnings by NVIDIA. Even though earnings were not overwhelming, they still beat expectations. The largest chip maker in the world is doing their thing. NVIDIA continues to power the S&P 500 and power the Magnificent Seven. So guys, let's talk about some other things that's happening in the stock market. The government said U.S. GDP rose 3.3% in the second quarter, a surprise bump up from its first estimate and a broad rebound from the 0.5% dip in quarter one. That was due to a variety of factors, notably a decrease in imports that followed a quarter one import surge to front-run tariffs, as well as a healthy pickup in consumer spending. Meanwhile, jobless claims fell as layoffs remained low. Another economic test looms on Friday with the July reading of the PCE Consumer Inflation Report, closely watched by the central bank, is due tomorrow morning at 8:30 Eastern Time. So guys, strong GDP numbers. Again, personally, I do not see a recession happening in 2025. I don't see it. You guys may think differently, but I do not see a recession happening in 2025. Because with a strong GDP, second quarter GDP of 3.3%, me personally, like I said, I do not see a recession happening this year, guys. Guys, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, they are powering ahead. Like I've always told you guys, the stock market, our economy, the U.S. as a whole is resilient. Long-term investors are making a shitload of money, guys. A shitload of money. But guys, I got something I want to talk to you guys real quick. Just got home from work. Just want to get this information out to you. Guys, in response to the video I made yesterday about my friend Sue, I want you guys to understand something. When it comes to jobs, guys, when it comes to our employers, when it comes to your bills are your bills. Your bills are your bills, guys. If you go out and buy a car you can't afford, you buy a house you can't afford, you run a credit card debt, that is not your job's fault, guys. That is your fault. When you go apply for a job and they tell you the salary you're going to be making, you make the decision whether you're going to take that job or not. That decision is on you. It's not on the employer. They make you a job offer and you either accept it or you don't accept it. I don't understand why people go out, they run up debt, and then they blame their job for not paying them enough money. They get disgruntled at the company, get disgruntled at their boss. Your debts are your responsibility. Your job didn't tell you to run up credit card debt. Your job didn't tell you to go buy a house you couldn't afford. Your job didn't tell you to buy a car you couldn't afford, buy a home you couldn't afford, run up credit card debt. That's not your job's fault. You decided to make those decisions, not your job. Like for instance, I just hired an assistant manager, right, for one of my restaurants. Made the gentleman a job offer, $50K a year, right? We here in Indiana, $50K a year. I have what we call pay bands, right? There's going by experience and what the role pays. You know, I got specific pay bands for every department in my travel center. And you go by experience, because he was coming off the street, hired him off the street, went through the process, offered him a job as a restaurant assistant manager, $50K a year. This gentleman accepted the $50K a year. Now, if he goes out and he runs up debt, that's not my fault. That is not my fault. That is his fault. He went out and ran up that debt. So don't become, I just lost my lights. There we go. What the heck happened? All right, but if he goes out and runs up debt, guys, that is not my fault. My lights are flickering and I don't know why. That's why I'm darkening out, guys. I don't know what's going on, but my lights are flickering. But yeah, guys, so we can't get disgruntled at our employer. We can't get disgruntled at our employer because we go out and run up debt. That's not the employer's fault. That's our fault. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to drop this information. I don't know what's going on with my lights, but I just wanted to drop this information about the stock market and touch on individuals' debts and how your employer don't care about your debts. Your debts are your responsibility, guys. They are not your employer's responsibilities. When you accept them, we already know the jobs don't pay shit. We already know the jobs don't pay shit. So if we go out and run up debt, that's not the job's responsibility. It's your responsibility. So guys, please remember to like this video, share the video, and most important, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, Frank Talks Money. And with that, guys, always remember, financial decisions you make today will impact your financial life tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Frank Talks Money. I'm out here.